Welcome to Norway! Is 2020 over yet? What? You came back? Welcome back! I am still Justin Barbin, and I'm still not an international pop star, but is it too late now to say sorry? Sorry about that, folks. Sometimes the spirit of Justin Bieber takes over, and there's nothing you can do about it. But this is not his travel vlog, this is mine. And let's see where we were last time. Yes, I was in Alta, Norway. I had spent an incredible night at Fjords Ice Hotel. And I guess let's see what other adventures I get up to in Norway. Alright, before we leave Alta, we gotta check out this incredible structure in the heart of town. Finished in 2013, the Northern Lights Cathedral is hard to miss. It's built in a curving spiral covered in titanium plates to mimic the movement of the Northern Lights, and it now stands as the architectural landmark of the region. No matter your religion or level of spirituality, it's always interesting to visit churches, especially in Europe, because it gives great insight into the culture and the history of the area you're visiting. For this church, you can instantly feel and see the Scandinavian influence as you walk in. Look at those clean, simple lines, the use of wood, the natural materials. It's the lack of clutter without sacrificing beauty and functionality that really epitomize the style. I'm thinking IKEA. Yes, IKEA is Swedish, but can you imagine building all that furniture with just an Allen wrench? How long would that take? I love me a well-themed building, and this is exactly what it's giving me. Check out those Arctic little touches, including the icicle-shaped lights. Even the organ is shaped like the Northern Lights. Well done, Alta. But it's time to go off to our next city. Where am I going? Welcome to Tromsø, the gateway to the Arctic. Home to the country's largest fishing port, Tromsø earned the nickname Gateway to the Arctic in the 1800s because all the major Arctic expeditions began here. These trips were led by all the famous Arctic explorers, most notably Roald Amundsen, the first man to visit both the North and South Pole in one lifetime. If you're a fan of seafood, this is the place to get your fix of some of the freshest catches you'll ever get. Some of the best sushi I've ever had was in Norway, specifically in Tromsø in the fish market. For a deeper look into the history of Arctic expeditions, and if you're into bearded Norwegian wax figures, the Polar Museum is the place for you. You'll get a glimpse into the harsh living conditions of trappers and explorers, and get to see some really cool artifacts, including the seal bow tie. If you don't know, I'm a big collector. Of bow ties, not seal fur. I love bow ties! This is also the perfect place to get up close and personal with all of those cute and furry Arctic creatures without getting your face ripped off. Whoa! Sorry to give you a heart attack. Let's go someplace a little bit more peaceful. The Northern Fjords. These were formed throughout several ice ages as glaciers carved out U-shaped valleys into the landscape. Norway is the country with the most fjords, at over 1,100 of them dotting the coastline. Currently exploring the fjords just around Tromsø, Norway. Beautiful. But cold, which is what Norway is all about, so I can't complain. I went on a day trip to explore just a few of Norway's most beautiful fjords. Now the most famous ones are on the western coast, but these north of Tromsø definitely were epic in their own right. When you're above the Arctic Circle in mid-January, you only get about 3 hours of daylight, so you gotta take advantage of the time for sightseeing. I was originally bummed about the lack of daylight here in Norway, but look at this gorgeous even lighting It's about 12 in the afternoon, and it is perfect. And cue that slow-mo walk. Enjoy that fresh air 2020, Justin. You know what I can't get enough of? Ice hotels. The closest one to Tromsø is an hour and a half south in the Tamok Valley, which is a little bit colder than the city itself, so it provides perfect conditions for this kind of hotel. Opened in 2017, the Tromsø Ice Domes' main attraction are their two gigantic igloo domes. The first one houses a cinema where movies are projected against the wall. The other is an ice restaurant where you can have a hot meal or hang out at the ice bar for a drink in a glass made of ice. My favorite part of the restaurant is this giant carved tree of life that features a throne where you can sit and take the best photos. Other places to explore is this lounge where all the furniture is, as you guessed, completely made out of ice. You can cuddle on the couch, warm yourself by the fake fire, all the while holding your drink that's in a glass made of ice. When the Tromsø Ice Domes opened in 2017, they only had one hotel room. They've since expanded to 7 different suites, each with its own theme. You can spend a night in one of the suites as a tour package, which includes all of your meals, your transfers, and some winter activities. But if you don't have the time, you can do a half-day tour, which is what I did, and I combined it with a winter adventure. For a warmer dining experience, they have a cozy cafe where you can have a hot meal and hot drinks, and warm yourself by the fire before heading out back into the cold. It's time to suit up for our next adventure. Dogsledding! Now, my biggest concern before going on this activity was the well-being of the dogs. These huskies were well-trained, well-fed, and were born to run. A team of 5 to 6 dogs pulled no more than 350 pounds, and as you can see, these dogs were eager to get going and get their exercise in. So in Norway, it's normal for dogs to pull your sled. But in Chicago, they're like, "Stop! Give me back my dog! Pomeranians aren't supposed to pull that much weight!" We had a brief tutorial for how to handle the sleds, had some time to get to know our pack, and then it was time to assemble our team of dogs. Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? All of the dogs were so ready to get going, you could hear and feel the excitement in the air. The history of sled dogs helping humans survive the Arctic and traveling long distances goes back at least 9,500 years, and it was so cool to be a part of that. Something to be prepared for is that because these dogs are trained to not stop unless commanded to, they've learned to poo on the go, so occasionally you'll see one of them hobbling a little, and then the smell hits you. Alright, I'm in the middle of dog sledding, and it is beautiful, and these dogs have been such a great team, led by Cherry in the front. She's so smart, and it is cold. My fingers, I have electric heated gloves, so it's great. But my phone keeps dying because it's so cold outside and my toes are starting to get numb. But I love this experience. Eventually it was time to say goodbye. A special shout out to my pack who dragged me across the snow without fail, and especially to our MVP Cherry who led us all the way. I love dogs! Oh man, that was such a dream come true. Imagine all the things I've already done in Norway. I went dog sledding, reindeer sledding. I rode on my first snowmobile. I even slept in an ice hotel. What else is there left to do? That's right. Will I ever get to see the Northern Lights? Well, you gotta stay tuned for the next video for that. Until then, please hit that subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, maybe send me a compliment or two. I'm Justin Barban, and I'll see you next time.